Hello, my name is Patrick Brown, Mayor of Brampton, and I'm joined today by Councillor Paul Vicente and Councillor Doug Willens for some service announcements in the City of Brampton. We've said from the beginning of this pandemic that transparency with our residents and the public is critical, and so today I wanted to share some announcements with the public. First of all, I wanted to give the public an update on bylaw enforcement. As you know, Brampton was the first municipality to bring in strict fines, a bylaw for physical distancing, and we continue to enforce that with a level of seriousness because physical distancing is what enables us to flatten the curve. From the last week, we have had inspections to 1,944 locations in Brampton. We've had 247 private inspections, 400 park inspections, and 118 public locations. In the last week, we have issued 116 warnings to individuals who were not following the physical distancing guidelines of public health, and we've had 35 new charges under our physical distancing bylaw. I would note some of those fines, and it's important for the public to know this, to highlight how serious we are. There was 2 cricket games that broke out, and all those cricket games resulted in fines, not just to the organizer, but to all the players. There was a soccer game that broke out, and once again, that team got fined, and we had 5 house parties. Let me repeat, this is not a time to have a house party, and the individuals who are foolish enough and reckless enough to host a house party during a pandemic are now facing very significant fines. The fines in Brampton range from $500 to $100,000, so please follow the advice of public health. The second update I have for the public is we continue to be concerned about the safety of transit operators. We've had 4 transit operators in Brampton test positive for COVID-19, and these are unsung heroes. They are right now helping the essential workers get to work. You may not know, but Brampton has one of the largest food processing sectors in Canada. We help supply food to the entire country, and those essential workers need to get to work in order to make sure we have food on the shelves in grocery stores. The fact that they continue to be at risk, despite the fact we've allowed rear boarding, buses are at half capacity, really has led us to make a request to the province to give priority to transit operators when it comes to COVID-19 testing. Right now, the priority list is quite exhaustive. It includes all hospital workers, residents of long-term care and retirement homes, caregivers, care providers, paramedics, first responders, including police and firefighters, Indigenous communities, rural communities, homeless shelters, prison workers, group homes, but transit operators are not on that list. And after seeing correspondence from the National Union, ATU, for transit operators and hearing the concerns of our own transit operators, we felt compelled to write the province on this, and we've written a letter requesting the Premier and the Minister of Health add to their priority list of groups, transit operators, given that they are on the front lines. They may not get as much attention, but our transit operators are heroes right now, helping us maintain critical services in our city and our country. The second The third additional update I wanted to give the public is we've started a new program in Brampton that Councillor Doug Willens is going to speak about, and that's community gardens. Right now, when there's issues over food security, we're actually going to embark upon a city-wide initiative to provide plants and vegetables, seeds to individuals that actually want to build their own gardens in their backyards. Our medical officer, health doctor Lawrence Lowe, has said that it's a great way to spend time to get fresh air if you have your own backyard. And if you have enough food and you don't have any concerns about food security, our two local organizations, the Knights Table and Regeneration in Brampton, would happily take those food donations. So this is going to be the first in Canada, a citywide initiative to grow our own food in backyards during this period of the pandemic. So on that note, Councillor Willens will expand on this a little bit before our next service update.
Yeah, thank you, Mayor Brown. This is a perfect time and opportunity for residents to get together, to grow their own food, get a taste of what it's like to actually grow your own vegetables, fresh vegetables, from your own garden, as well as help out the community gardens. We're going to have a situation probably this year with our community gardens that we do have. The FCC Campus 1 is one example. We have a senior that looks after that, her biggest concern is the volunteers she's going to be able to get. So if there's anybody out there that has students at home that may want to volunteer some time at this community garden, it's important that the city enhances these gardens that we do have and encourage, and look for more on our website on how to make your own garden at home and grow fresh vegetables and give back to your community. Thank you. Oh, sorry.
And our last update is a service update of how long we're going to need to continue closures of city events and facilities. And with that, Regional Councillor Paul Vicente is going to give us an update of how long we will be closing city events and facilities for.
Thank you, Mayor Brown. Just to provide the community with an update on our services and our events here in the City of Brampton, working together with the Brampton Emergency Management Office and under consultation with the Medical Officers of Health, we have made a decision that all city facilities, performing arts centers, including the Rose Theatre, all events that are being held at those facilities are canceled until July the 1st this year, inclusive, in response to COVID-19. These city-led events, very popular here in the city, Victoria Day, Canada Day festivals, will be canceled. These are difficult decisions that we have undertaken, working with all of the experts. We have a very, very strong mosaic cultural scene here in the city of Brampton, and so we just want the community to know that staff will be working behind the scenes to deliver these events wherever possible using digital means. We're committed to all of our organizers, all of our community groups that hold events here in the city, working with them on how they can hold their events in the future. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Vicente, and that completes our service updates for this week.